Happy morning, students. Welcome to Blue Star 5 Secondary School online classes. Previous class, these are about solubility. What is mean by solubility? It is defined as the number of grams of a solute that can be dissolved in a 100 gram of a solvent to form its saturated solutions at a given temperature and pressures. So, what are the factors affecting the solubility? That is, there are three main factors. That is, nature of the solute and the solvent, effect of temperature, and effect of pressure. So, in this class, we have discussed about hydrated salt and water of crystallization. So, hydrated salt and water of crystallizations. So, first one is hydrated salt. What is mean by hydrated salt? So, some of the ionic substances are dissolved in a water and make a saturated solutions. Correct? So, these compound ions attract the some of the water molecules. So this process is called hydration. So these ions are attract to water molecules. So this water molecules is identified in a chemical ratio. For example, dot 5H2O. Okay. So these are the what is this? Water molecules present in the some of the compounds. So this process is called as the hydration. So same ionic compounds, not a crystalline. Okay. Out from their saturated aqueous solutions with a definite number of molecules of water. Okay. So some of the ionic substances are dissolved in the water. It makes a saturated aqueous solutions. Okay. So in these aqueous solutions, these compound ions attract their some of the water molecules. So these are the mentioned in their chemical ratio. So this process is called as hydration. So these ionic substances out from there. So before the solutions, these have a some of the water molecules. So which of the water molecules found in the crystalline substance that is called water of crystallization. Okay. So நம்ம சொல்யூஷனா மேக் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் அயனிக் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸை சொல்யூஷனா மேக் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் அதுல சம் ஆஃப் தி வாட்டர் மாலிகூல்ஸ் என்ன பண்ணும் அந்த அயன்ஸ் வந்து அட்ராக்ட் பண்ணும் ஓகேவா அதுதான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம் ஹைட்ரேஷன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அந்த ப்ராசஸ் பேர் தான் ஹைட்ரேஷன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சொல்றோம் பட் சொல்யூஷனை மேக் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி அது ஒரு கிறிஸ்டலின் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸா இருக்கும் ஓகேவா அந்த கிறிஸ்டலின் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ்ல எவ்வளவு வாட்டர் மாலிகூல்ஸ் இருக்கு ப்ரெசென்ட் ஆயிருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்க ப்ராசஸ் பேர் தான் என்னது and the substance பேர் தான் water of crystallization. So such salts are called hydrated salt. So because these are the make a saturated aqueous solution. So these are the process is called as hydration process. Which substance is included in the hydration process that are the called as hydrated salt. So some of the hydrated salt, blue vitriol, that is IUPAC name is copper 2 sulfate pentahydrate. The molecular formula is PuSO4.5H2O. So you definitely put on the dot because the dot is indicate that the water molecules. How many water molecules is present in the copper sulfate pentahydrate? Okay. That is copper sulfate. So the copper sulfate salt, there are 5 water molecules is present. Okay. The 5 indicates that the which amount of water molecules is present in the salt. So CuSO4 is a copper sulfate, but How many water molecules present? That is pentahydrate. 5 means that penta, 7 means hepta, 2 means di, 1 means mono. Okay. So next one is Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate, hydrate. So MgSO4 dot 7H2O. So 7 is the how many water molecules is present the magnesium sulfate, that is hepta, that is 7. Okay. The next one is the calcium sulfate dihydrate, that is CaSO4 dot 2H2O. So two water molecules is present the calcium sulfate. So this is the IUPAC name is calcium sulfate di. Di means 2. So dihydrate. The next one is FeSO4 dot 7H2O. So green vitriol, that is iron sulfate heptahydrate. The iron sulfate 7 water molecules is present. So this is called iron sulfate heptahydrate. White vitriol. These are the blue vitriol, Epsom salt, gypsum, green vitriol, white vitriol. These are the common name for the salt. But copper sulfate pentahydrate, these are the IUPAC name. Okay. Next one is molecular formula. Copper sulfate, how to write it? CuSO4. These are the copper sulfate. 5H2O, that is pentahydrate. Because these are the hydrated salt. So this called as hydrate. And how many water molecules present in the hydrated salt? 5, 7. So the name is penta, hepta, di, mono, etc. Okay. White vitriols. Those are the zinc sulfate heptahydrate. Is that an SO4 dot 7H2O. So these are the some hydrated salt. So copper sulfate and magnesium sulfate, how to, what is this? Crystallization or water of crystallization process we have to discuss. Okay. So copper sulfate pentahydrate, that is CuSO4 5H2O, that is the common name is blue vitriol. So already we know that the copper sulfate is dissolved in a water. So this make a saturated solution. So the copper sulfate is already have a, what is this? Water molecules, that is 5H2O. So the copper sulfate is blue in color. When heat the copper sulfate pentahydrate, the blue color is removed. So this is the anhydrous copper sulfate. So water molecules that contains, this is the, what is this? Hydrated salt, that is copper sulfate pentahydrate. But the copper sulfate is heated, it is called as anhydrous copper sulfate. Same. These two pictures are indicate the same process. Okay. So this is the copper sulfate pentahydrate. Heated, it removes the, what is this? It colors. Okay. But some of the water molecules is put on the copper sulfate. So this have a change into blue color. So same. So this is the, what is this? Copper sulfate pentahydrate, when it is heated, it removes the color blue color. That is, this is the colorless. Colorless means that anhydrated copper sulfate blue color. That is the copper sulfate pentahydrate, because the blue color copper sulfate contains 5 water molecules. The colorless no water molecules. So these are the anhydrated copper sulfate. Same for the, what is this? Magnesium sulfate hydrate, that is MgSO4.7H2O. So these are the 7 water molecules that contains, that is magnesium sulfate hydrate. It is heated, the color is removed, that is colorless. But a few drops of water is added, it is changed into what is this? Black, that is hydrated salt, and water molecules is removed, that is anhydrous magnesium sulfate. That is first arrow mark is indicated heating, next arrow mark indicating cooling. Okay. So water molecules contain ஆகியிருந்தா அதை நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? Magnesium sulfate HEPA hydrate, that is hydrated salt. Suppose water molecules இல்லாம கலர்லெஸ்ஸா அந்த மாதிரி இருந்தா அதை நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? Anhydrous salt. That is, so magnesium தான் நம்ம எப்படி கால் பண்றோம்? Anhydrous magnesium sulfate. நல்லா திங்க் பண்ணுங்க. இங்க magnesium sulfate இருக்கு, இங்க என்ன இருக்கு? Magnesium sulfate HEPA hydrate. So HEPA hydrate, this indicates that the what is this? Water molecules. HEPA means 7, hydrate means that water molecules. So 7 water molecules is present in the magnesium sulfate. So clearly understand that hydrated salt and water of crystallizations. So the next one is hygroscopy. So already we know that and discussed about the hygroscopy. Hygroscopy means that when certain substances when exposed to the atmospheric air at ordinary temperature absorb moisture without changing their physical state. Such substances are called hygroscopic substance, and this property is called hygroscopy. So for example, we have taken into salt. We put in a salt in a small pieces of paper in a room temperature. This salt is absorbed air moisture, and this salt is don't change their what is this shape, taste, anything is not does not change. So these are the hygroscopic substance, and this property is called as hygroscopy. So example is, so certain substances when exposed to the atmospheric air at ordinary temperature absorb moisture without changing their physical state. That is called hygroscopic substance, and this property is called hygroscopy. So என்னன்னா ஒரு ஏர் டெம்பரேச்சர்ல ஒரு சப்ஸ்டன்ஸை வச்சா அந்த சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ் ஏர்ல இருக்கிற மாய்ஸ்சர் எல்லாமே என்ன பண்ணும்? அப்சர்வ் பண்ணும். பட் அதோடைய ஸ்டேட் எதுவுமே என்ன ஆகாது? சேஞ்ச் ஆகாது. ஓகேவா? அது மெல்ட் ஆகாது, அதோட டேஸ்ட் சேஞ்ச் ஆகாது, அதோட பிசிக்கல் ஸ்டேட் அதாவது சாலிடா இருந்தா சாலிடாவே இருக்கும். ஓகேவா? ஸோ இதுதான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? ஹைக்ரோஸ்கோபிக் ஆர் ஹைக்ரோஸ்கோபிக் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். ஓகேவா? So some of the example for hygroscopic substance. So concentrated sulfuric acid. These are the example for hygroscopic because these are absorb the moisture though but does not change their property. The next one is phosphorus pentoxide, next quicklime and silica gel. These are the examples for the what is this hygroscopy. Concentrated sulfuric acid, that is a molecular form of H2SO4, phosphorus pentoxide, that is P2O5, and quicklime CaO, and silica gel SiO2. These are the examples for the hygroscopy because these are the put on into a room temperature or normal atmosphere, it absorbs the moisture but don't change their physical state. So these are the hygroscopic substance. So the next one is deliquescence. So these are the opposite to the hygroscopy because which substance is put into a room temperature or atmosphere. So this is the absorb the what is this moisture, that is water, but it it is dissolved, it is completely dissolved and change their physical state, that is dissolved. These are the deliquescence substance and this property is called deliquescence. So certain substances, certain substances which are so hygroscopic, then exposed to the atmospheric air at ordinary temperatures, absorb enough water and get completely dissolved. So these are the deliquescent substance and this property is called as deliquescence. So for example, sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide put into a air. This is the absorb the moisture and the physical state solid to liquid is changed. So these are the deliquescence property or deliquescence. So when the deliquescence is maximum, the temperature is low and the atmosphere is humid. Humid means that moisture, ஈரப்பதம். Okay, these are the examples for the deliquescent substance. That is caustic soda, caustic potash, ferric chloride. These are the put into a room temperature. It is changed their state. Which state? Solid to liquid. So these are the deliquescents. So in this class we have discussed about what is this solubility, what are the factors affecting the solubility, and hydrated salt, water of crystallization, hygroscopy, and the deliquescence. So the unit is completed. Unit 9 solution is completed. Next class we have discussed about some of the problems and types of chemical reactions. Thank you, students.